joining us in Cayman Art Week. We have Jessica. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Sandy. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Good. You're going to tell us a little bit about your involvement in Cayman Art Week. Of course, we also have Carlo Lee, who's joining us. Good morning, Carlo.
Good morning, Sandra.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay, fantastic. So first of all, what is Cayman Art Week?
Yeah, so Cayman Art Week is back for its third year now. So it's a week-long series of events and galleries and open studios and pop-up exhibitions happening across all three of the Cayman Islands. So essentially, it's just a really amazing week of tons of exciting fun events for everyone in the community to come out and see and enjoy the visual arts.
Okay, so it's all about putting the visual arts on display. So third year in a row, lots of buzz and excitement around it. What are some of the actual events that are happening that we can expect to be super excited about?
Yeah, for sure. So because there's about 40 participating venues, so there's tons to see. So one of the things that really makes Cayman Art Week special is these bus tours that we offer. So we do 3 days of curated bus tours focusing on a different district each day. So on Thursday evening, that's June 1st, we'll be having our Caw West, we call it. So that's a hop-on, hop-off bus loop that goes up and down the 7 Mile Beach Strip. So there's 9 participating galleries and studios there. So that's free to participate in. People can just, hop on a bus. You'll see each of the buses has the red Cayman Art Week logo in the window. So that's how to look out for it. And this bus will just take you on a loop throughout the evening from 6 till 9 throughout these different venues. And then we'll be moving to Georgetown the next day. So that's our Caw Central event. And that's a really big fun party right in central Georgetown on Cardinal Avenue there. And then again, we'll have the buses running as well, or those venues you can walk between. And then Saturday, we go out to the Eastern Districts. So that one's a little bit more quiet. It's not the hop-on, hop-off style. That one's a guided tour bus that leaves from the National Gallery at 10 a.m. And it takes you all the way out to several galleries and studios through South Sound into Breakers and Bodden Town. So you're stopping at Miss Lassie's, you're stopping at Pedro at the Visual Art Society, and some artist studios and breakers too.
I like this idea because, I think a lot of people don't recognize all of the amazing locations that you can go and look at art, purchase art, see artists working sometimes, even like in real time. So, for example, there's the Carlos V. Garcia Gallery at the Grove. You've got one at the Kimpton Seafire. There's a gallery at the Ritz-Carlton. There's Kennedy Gallery. Paperman's at the Strand is going to have stuff on display. There's Jason Kennedy's studio. I mean, there's a lot of venues and locations where visual art is either on display, available for people to view and to purchase and to interact with. So this is a fantastic idea. The hop-on, hop-off buses and the tour buses out in the Eastern District should just allow people to go to each of the locations and actually see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And if somebody doesn't want to take the bus, all of these venues are open on their own anyways throughout the week. So you can kind of choose your own adventure. If you want to take the bus, wonderful. Or if you feel like going on your own or just checking it out, they'll all be having regular opening hours throughout the week as well. So there's a lot of information available on the Cayman Art Week website where you can find each of the venues and each of the opening hours.
Right, fantastic. And of course, this year, the sister islands are going to be included as well.
Yeah, of course. So we've got Gordon Solomon and Simone Scott on the BRAC representing for us. So Gordon has his studio open and he always hosts some great events out there. Simone is doing a plein air watercolor painting session. So some nice ways for people to get involved on the BRAC. And then Little Cayman as well. So we've got the Little Cayman Museum is opening up their doors. Artist Debbie Trucken, who a lot of people know on Little Cayman, has her studio as well. So we really wanted it to be a celebration of all the artists in our communities on all 3 islands.
This is beautiful. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that Gordon Solomon actually has a studio in Cayman BRAC because, of course, him and his wife, who happens to be originally from the BRAC, moved back a number of years ago. And he's continuing to work. I mean, she's an artist as well, but I think she's probably a bit more than her. But he's always working. And, I'm so tickled pink to see that his work continues even as he's now in the sister island. So perfect.
Yeah.
So this is a great way, folks, to let you know what's happening with local artists. It only started 3 years ago, so it's still pretty young, but it's an amazing week of events. Now it says here that last year Cayman Art Week generated more than $200,000 in sales for local artists and galleries. And this is important because some artists are full-time artists, some are part-time artists, but I think most artists want to be able to do this full-time. It's their passion that they're trying to turn into maybe a little bit of a paycheck so that they don't have to do anything else. They can just focus on their art. So I think that this is fantastic, and it's a great way to highlight local galleries, local artists, and encourage people to support, a lot of these local players in the world of art and the visual arts in particular. So what other events can we expect during the week?
Yeah, so each gallery or studio or pop-up is welcome to host their own events. There's so many to talk about, so many to list. So the website is a great way to find out more about those individual events. But I think one thing that makes this week exciting as well is these pop-up venues. So some of these galleries and studios are only open for this 1 week. So it's artists coming together to create a temporary exhibition specifically for Art Week. So that's only open through Tuesday, May 30th through to Sunday, June 3rd, or Saturday, June 3rd. So that's a really interesting way to experience art that you wouldn't get the chance to otherwise, is taking advantage of these temporary spaces, going to meet the artists where they're at. Like I mentioned, another signature event that we have is the Art in the City event that we do in collaboration with Georgetown Revitalization. So because Cardinal Avenue is finished and pedestrianized now, they're going to be hosting a reception there on Friday evening. We've got Cricket Square involved. And also in our Georgetown area, of course, Carlo knows that Al Ebanks is hosting his signature party. And I'm sure Carlo can speak to that.
Oh, yes. So,
nice. All right. So Carlo, tell us your involvement and what you've got going on.
So I represent Ali Banks, and we'll be hosting our annual show for Art Week, and we're featuring several artists. Right now we have 8 artists that are going to be in studio, including Randy Gillette, Caroline Buckle, Tiffany Leanne, we've got Clarice Diaz, we've got Margarita Jacques, Maureen Lazarus, John Sooth Robinson, and we've got Lorna Reed, as well as Al himself. So Al's show is usually a lot more exciting than the average gallery, not to throw shade on any gallery, but it's interdisciplinary because we have dancers, we've got poets, we've got musicians, and it's a whole party in one. And I don't know if you've ever been to one of Al's shows, it's full of food, full of fun, and it stops when the last person goes home.
Nice. Awesome. So you're doing that. Is there anything else that you're going to be involved in throughout the week, or are you going to kind of just focus on that?
Oh, yes. So actually, like Jess mentioned, we're going to be doing that reception on the new Cardinal Ave. We're going to be displaying some of Al's more contemporary sculpture pieces. Those are supposed to be produced for really large scale, and we're working on a lot of those projects to get them around Cayman Islands so people can appreciate a lot more art in the public sphere. Right. That's one of the major things that we're focusing on for the rest of this year, to get a lot more public works. So one of the things that we love about Cayman Art Week is that it attracts people that wouldn't necessarily go to the gallery or think that they're interested in art. But there's something for everybody for Art Week. And it's something that people discover that, wow, I didn't know that this gallery was here. I didn't know that this artist was doing all these cool stuff. Right. So I encourage everybody to come out because it's not what you think. It's not just going to be in a stuffy gallery where you wear your top hat and monocle. It's actually interactive, and you can talk to the artists because a lot of the artists are actually at their studios or galleries representing their work, talking about their practice. And it's something that people that don't normally come out to these things realize very quickly that they're really into it. And we're always happy to participate because, Al loves to talk about his work, and people always want to know more. And this is one of the few times that they actually get to talk directly to the artists. And since we're featuring 8 other artists at the studio and gallery, it's a beautiful time for everybody to come through and partake in that experience where they get to see a lot more of the works if you're in a studio setting. But just to talk to the artists about their practice. And like you guys mentioned, the the Cayman Art Week generated over 200,000 in sales. Was that, we're proud to say that we took quarter of that lot. So we're very proud and very happy to be a part of Cayman Art Week, and we'll continue to support.
Absolutely wonderful. All right, folks. So there's lots of ways that you can find out about Cayman Art Week. Obviously, they have a website. So you can go to caymanartweek.com. You can also check out their social media pages. So Facebook, and I believe they're also on Instagram. And you can, find out more about galleries, where studios are located, some of the pop-up events, the Cayman Art Week bus tours, hospitality. So some of the partners obviously will be having events where you can sip and wine, have some hors d'oeuvres while you're viewing the artwork and so on. So there's a lot that's actually going on. You can find the full page of events starting May 30th, which is that's tomorrow. Yeah. So
and our show is going to be on June 2nd. That's Friday. And it's going to be a part of Art in the City, So basically you just walk from Cardinal Avenue down Shedden Road and find yourself at Al's Gallery. We're going to be open all day, but I think the main party starts around 5 p.m. So everybody's encouraged to come on down. 2nd of June, come on down to Al's Gallery. That's right at the T-junction of Mary Street and Shedden Road. You'll see one of his big sculptures out front. It's a big white piece called What Holds Us Together. And the show that we're hosting all these artists, it's titled Together We Stand, because it features and focuses on interdisciplinary artists, ranging from painters, sculptors, and poets. So we look forward to seeing everybody.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to put the link here in the comment section for you guys to go and check out the actual events. Gina says, can Caymanian artists living abroad take part in this art week?
Definitely. And we have several of them that are doing so. I think Jess can expound on that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So this is an event that's really for artists by artists. So of course, if you are a Caymanian artist practicing abroad, and if you want to come down for Art Week this year or next year, you're welcome to. And if you want to get in touch with any galleries to host your work, if you have that relationship with them, absolutely, you can ship your artwork down if you're not able to make it here yourself.
And we'd love to have you, by the way.
Yeah, or even if you want to follow along and post, throughout the week what you're doing and hashtag Cayman Art Week, so we can maybe reshare that on our page and just showcase other Caymanian art as well that's maybe not on display here on island, but is included in this wider program.
Yes, I think I need to do the bus tour for sure, because that sounds like a lot of fun. So I need to just jump on one of those.
Yes, absolutely.
We have Plant-Based Studio says, I can't wait for this year. Last year was so much fun. We're hosting one of the spots in town at Three Girls and is it Kiln and Plant-Based Studio. Such a wonderful group of events. So thank you so much for that, Plant-Based Studio. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we're excited to have you back.
And they go on to say, it's incredible to see the talent in Cayman. Thank you from all of us artists. So absolutely amazing. So yeah, folks, here's the link at caymanartweek.com/events. That will give you the full slate of events, everything from like the Cayman Art Week daily opening hours. You can check that out. They've got the reception, which is like a featured event. There's a launch event for Cayman Brack. There's Honor Block, which is an exhibit preview and soft opening. So there's a lot of stuff. Now this one is with a young lady who is living part-time in London. And
young man, that's Joara Alain.
Oh, the young man is the designer.
Yes, fashion designer based in London, Caymanian designer. Okay. Yeah, and then he's collaborating with Josh Pearl.
Yeah, it's gonna be
two fashion designers. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Pretty good.
Yeah, so it's not just paintings. We've got fashion, we've got music, dance, all types of art.
Beautiful. No, this sounds fantastic. So folks, support local artists. Go out to as many of the events as you can. Is there a cost associated with most of the events, or how does it work?
No, so these events are free, absolutely free to enjoy for the public. Come on in, take a look around. All the artwork is for sale, but to actually attend the events is free. And the only event associated with the cost is the Saturday afternoon bus tour. So that's just $10 to take that bus out to the Eastern Districts.
Yes.
And that one goes from 10 until 3 on Saturday. and tickets for that can be purchased on Eventbrite.
Okay, awesome. And Little Cayman is in there, Cayman Black.
Yep.
So this is absolutely fantastic. Anything else you'd like our listeners to know about this upcoming Cayman Art Week?
Yeah, so I'd encourage everyone to just take a look at our website, come and support the artists. If you're curious about, what's happening in the art scene on island, this is an amazing chance to get involved. If you're a young artist yourself and just want to meet some artists and kind of dip your toe in the water and maybe connect with some more people who you haven't met before, this is an amazing chance to do that. So we really want this event to keep growing and nurturing this Caymanian talent year after year. So we're very excited, and we encourage everyone to come.
To add to that, I'd encourage anybody that might not get on the bus tour to come out on Friday to Georgetown, because most of the galleries and studios are in really close vicinity, so it's walking distance. So you could literally just stop, park one place in Georgetown, start from the top at Three Girls and a Kiln on the waterfront, and just make your way. You have Claire on the waterfront as well, and you can come down Shedden Road, and there's 3 galleries before you reach us, so it's a great experience to just walk, saunter around, and you don't have to drive.
Fantastic. So Gina's also talking about the Instagram page. So they've got Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So just go ahead and I'll put the hold on, let me see if I can get the Instagram page here.
And Gina, you can find us on Ali Banks Arts on Instagram or on Facebook.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and for anyone who's wanting to take a self-guided tour or just know where things are happening, we've got our Cayman Art Week flags are outside of every venue. So if you've been driving through town and have seen some of these big red dots popping up on spaces around, that's what it's all about. So that lets you know, okay, this is a studio or a gallery that's participating because they have the big banner in front of them.
Right, that's a fantastic idea. Easy to spot.
Right.
Very good. All right, folks. So we thank you so much for coming on the program today. We've got Jessica Ebanks and Carlo Lee, both instrumental in the Cayman Art Week. Go out and support local artists. This is a wonderful opportunity to do something perhaps a bit different, to see, the amazing talent that we have in this island. I'm always personally blown away by what artists are doing here. I love to see, sometimes there's a guy who does, I don't know what it's called specifically, but he does these kind of like drawings with like a felt pen, but he's always like at spaces like Cayman Bay, like he'll just be sitting there and it takes a while to do. So he does like, he records it and then he does like a time lapse video off of his iPhone.
Oh, you're talking about, I think he's Nigerian.
I just started following him on Instagram recently. But that is just so cool to see that.
His works is going to be on display at Garcia Gallery at the Grove. So you can. Yeah,
I think I've seen him there as well, working in the window. Yeah. So fantastic. So go out and support, all the artists because, they just do amazing work. And I think it's good to do something different and see something different. So, Gina's all into it. She says Cayman has some serious talent. I could not agree more when it comes to the visual arts and so many other ways, musically and other things as well. So fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see everyone there. And thank you to our sponsors as well. We couldn't make this happen without them.
Yeah. So big shout out to, we know that one of your patron sponsors is Miss Oldie.
Yes.
She obviously does a lot with the arts. She's a big supporter of the National Gallery and, so who else are some of the other sponsors as well? We've got Georgetown Revitalization.
Yeah. We've got Provenance Properties back as a lead sponsor. We've got the National Gallery offering in-kind support as well. The Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture. So because of all their support, that's why we're able to make this a free event for everyone to enjoy. Fantastic. And there's no participation fees for the artists at all. Everyone can, the artists and the sales go back, 100% of the proceeds go back directly to these artists and galleries.
Oh. That's amazing. Real Life Caribbean Magazine, also sponsor, Little Cayman Museum, Majestic Tours, Cricket Square, and Kirk Freeport, and other supporting organizations. So again, thanks to all the sponsors and big shout out to all of the artists out there who are going to be participating in Cayman Art Week this year. And hopefully you guys can double that 200,000 to 400,000 for 2023. Hey. From my lips to God's ears. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.